How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, second chapter. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that, but okay. We're here. I think we're finally done with Rolent stuff. We've talked with everybody, we've done all the missions, and I don't think there's even anything that's like hidden or anything. So yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to go. I might do a little bit of like farming and just see if I can get some more Sepith on our way out, but I don't know if I'm gonna spend a ton of time doing that just because I don't want to focus too much on it. Again, it's good to have access to resources to be able to like play and make some powerful builds and access powerful spells, but I really do feel like the people who made the game tried to make it so that you wouldn't have to do that a whole lot. So I'm not going to be too overly concerned about it. Other than that, though, I'm really excited to see where this all goes, and of course, we're looking to get into some spicy content soon. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in Bose. Bose is one of my favorite areas. I feel like the area itself is like okay, but the city is well designed, and the Mayor Maybelle is still one of my favorite like NPC characters that we've come across. So real excited to see that. But yeah, other than that, I guess we might do a couple little conversations I'll probably save, but otherwise we're just gonna be heading right out. So I'll see you there. One last thing we should probably do: see how everyone here is doing, see if there's anything new. Renon General Goods. I decided to stay here for a while. Plan on using the opportunity to study. Oh yeah, so it's the same. So nothing's really changed here. Says she's gonna be using this experience to help her train her when she sets up her own shop. And it's hard to describe. I'm kind of happy, kind of scared too. I admit having her at the store has been a huge help though. Alright, nothing else new here. Can't shake the feeling everything's going according to my mother's plans. Alright. Yeah, I think we're good. There's nearly no one else to spend any time with or do anything with. We've talked to everybody, we've done everything. Alright, I think we're ready to go. That's the mayor's house. Oh, did we talk to Luke? Oh yeah, we're having our duel next time. Yep, we did talk to Luke. Here we are, airport. Hi Estelle, heading out already? You just came home, sure you can't stay around for a while? Yeah, sorry. There's kind of a lot going on. Once our current job's done, I totally intend to come back to take a load off for a while. You really should. We'll be waiting. Anyway, your ticket's already been paid for by Anya. Ready to check in? As always, we should wait for the ship once we check in. Do you have any other business in Rolent before we go? Nope. We're ready to go. I've done all the missions. I've even did some farming and got some Sepith. I'm gonna wait to spend it until we get to Bose, because we should be able to have access to some more orbs. So hopefully we'll have some fun stuff to spend our money on. But for now, let's fly. All right then. I'll give the guild house a ring and call the other members of your team. Estelle's team checked in for their flight and waited for the airship. Look at us all go. What a team. So, my biggest worry is we're in an airship, and apparently Ouroboros has gone and done something terrible to a dragon. I'm guessing that they've gone and put one of the gospels on the dragon, and it's gone crazy. And what's a dragon likely to attack? Airships? I see. Now we have the gospel influencing people's minds, using fog's particulate matter as a medium to exert mental control over a large area. Well, that settles one question at last. Excuse me, Professor. Cassius, you old dog, good timing. Escaped Lestia, did you? Yes, I managed to finish a bit of work. Oh, I thought I would stop by and see how you were holding up. I'm a little nervous too, because, like, I feel like they're targeting Cassius again. What's this? A report from your granddaughter? Yes, just arrived express from Rolent. Thanks to Tita's report, I'm quite certain of my theory now. About the gospel, I'm assuming? Yes. Oh, it's ultimately still a hypothesis at this point. I've gone over it again and again, both on paper and with the cable. Though I'm reasonably sure of this. Shall I go over it? Absolutely. Right then. So, what would you been calling Gospel's orbital shutdown phenomena? Tell me, what do you think it is, based on what you've seen and heard? Alright, so I'm gonna guess my theory. So, what we've seen and heard so far is these Gospels are kinds of catalysts. They tend to take existing, like, powers and reach and capabilities, and they kind of multiply them, essentially. But then when you activate them independently, they also just shut all the orbital technology in the area down. So what that might be is an overloading, or maybe they also collect, like, energy from a large area and are able to funnel it into a very precise point. So, like I said, like almost like the funnel cone of a rocket ship, where you're burning fuel, but it forces, like, that energy expulsion to be directed in a very small and very, like, direct, like, specific air direction that gives it explosive and very rapid acceleration force. So I'm guessing it's either a funnel type system, or it's simply overloading smaller orbment systems just because it's just too much of a catalyst and it just kind of overwhelms and shuts them down. I thought it was an EMP at first, but the fact that it's acting as a catalyst would be counterintuitive to an actual EMP effect. It's an effect that occurs on any orbital device located near active gospel, chaining from one device to another. And it renders these devices inert while a gospel's active. That's how it seems to me, at least. Half right, half wrong. What you're describing is closer to the orbital art anti-Sepith. That shorts out the internal quartz circuits of an orbment and temporarily suspends its functionality. The phenomena generated by a gospel, however, is fundamentally different. It steals all the orbital energy formed in an orbment, down to the very last jewel. So it's more of an orbital absorption phenomena, then. Okay. And it acts as a catalyst because it's absorbing massive amounts of energy that we just never had an option to do. And apparently it can collect it from nature, which is when they... Remember the earthquakes? That was when they were plugging it into, like, the strong septium vein that ran underneath the ground, the dragon lines. The tree, I guess maybe, like, as a life form, was able to channel, like, orbital essence in itself. That maybe that's why the tree's so big, too. Interesting. Yes. To make a comparison to a combustion engine, it's like siphoning out the petrol. But, wait. Unless I'm badly misunderstanding physics, that means the gospel should absorb and store all that power, correct? Good eye, lad. You've noticed a very important fact. So I've measured the gospel after it absorbs energy, but the gospel does not actually hold any of it. Not even a single EP's worth. Is it possible the energy is being vented into the wider environment? No, not at all. The energy disappears. Completely, utterly, and quite impossibly, thanks to thermodynamics. Furthermore, these new gospels the stealth group have been encountering. Every time they're encountered, they cause unbelievable phenomena that even our best orbital engines can't explain. It's unclear how they're causing such effects, but I can say one thing with confidence. And that is? They're too small. I can't say with absolute certainty any devices enabling such massive effects could not fit in the palm of one hand. Even if the society somehow possesses technology centuries ahead of our own, nothing that small could contain that much potential energy. Interesting. I wonder if they're a satellite to a larger object. So what if they are simply, like... Because that's the thing, too. It's like he's saying the laws of thermodynamics say that you can't destroy energy. You know, matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. Like, theoretically, you could transfer them between the two states, but I don't think that's what he's talking about here. So he's saying that the energy seems to disappear, that the gospel itself doesn't hold any energy, and it shouldn't even be able to contain the amounts of energy it seems to be juggling. So what if it's just part of a network? What if there's a remote transmission of energy happening? I mean, we even had an example of it in the tunnel systems when we were doing like the big sensors around like this specific area for the professor. They were transmitting like orbital energy via like radio waves, right? What if this is an advanced technology that's able to transmit like Sepheth energy like directly through the atmosphere? Because unlike electromagnetic power, Sepheth energy probably can interact passing through like objects, material, and people without causing physical harm, which is like people used to always get real excited about like, oh, Tesla was trying to invent this like ability to transmit energy through the air for free for everybody. And it's like, okay, technically, yeah, he was working with that system, but like in practicality, that energy, as we understand it, would seek out the fastest route to be able to find like, you know, equalization, stability. And that includes like people and buildings. It would just make lightning strike everywhere. You'd have to build Faraday cages around everything to make that even remotely functional, and even then, it'd be really ineffective. Maybe it could become something great in the future, but as of now, it just doesn't work. Sepheth energy, on the other hand, doesn't seem to have to interact with the world like that. It seems like it is a much more contained method of energy transference. So, perhaps these gospels are simply, I guess you could say, transmitters, actuators. They are quantumly locked with maybe a larger device that's actually like a massive battery, and they can transfer energy to and from. So they can absorb all the Sepheth energy and they send it like via the air to a big central battery, and in turn you can also flip that direction and pull energy from this great reservoir and then funnel it directly into whatever it's connected to, greatly amplifying and providing so much Sepheth energy, it just makes it go bananas. That's probably what this is. Interesting. I think I'm starting to see where this is going. You're saying Gospels must be terminals then, access points of some sort. Exactly. The only function the Gospel unit itself has an ability to manifest is abnormal warp in a local orbital field. That warp then resonates with any local orbital device, expands, and draws energy from the devices. The energy then disappears through the warp. Well, no, it does not disappear. It is sent elsewhere. Bingo! Ooh, man, I feel good when I'm right on the money. And wherever that located elsewhere is capable of causing the impossible effects we've seen. You know, I hope I'm misunderstanding this. I'm afraid you get a passing grade here, old friend. The society can use gospels to draw out and spread the power of whatever this thing is. Spreading the influence of a mysterious force, no wonder the society's named them gospels. In that case, the nature of this thing bothers me. As you said, even if it's an ornament out of purest fiction, or... As far as that goes, I'm afraid I have no real clue. I've thought of a number of possibilities, but that would be pure speculation at this point. I think either it's an ancient relic from the old civilization, maybe a nationwide electric grid. Like, imagine if the electric grid, I'm thinking of my country, but most countries around the world have these as well. And a grid for electrical power throughout your entire country. You have massive power lines that like carry massive amounts of energy that can power entire cities. And it's part of a grid, and the idea is that the grid can go down in certain areas and it can be compensated by other routes, so you have like reciprocal pathways, and then they slowly like dispense the energy by dropping down the watts of voltage power step downs as you go to local power lines and underground power lines into the local homes. But like, idea is that the spread of power, right? So what if we're dealing with the ancient civilization's version of a national power grid, but it was Sepheth energy? They would naturally be able to have a large reservoir, and they'd have to have the means of transmitting that energy about. They don't need power lines, though. They have things like these gospels, or at least these are like a reconstruction of what they had. But the reservoir itself, like the main central hub, you could think like the actual like power line, that's a big reservoir that just holds all this power and can distribute it. What if that's just the relic of that ancient timeline, that ancient like civilization? In fact, I was actually starting to wonder if maybe the dragon lines themselves were not so much natural phenomena, or at least not purely natural, because what if they were used as the means of transmitting a lot of this power? Perhaps they can carry power through the ground, but again, that power can then be like influenced and pulled from the surface, even though the veins tend to run really deep below the earth. It's really interesting. There's a lot of potential here. Now, Cassius, I would like to ask you the same question I asked you 10 years ago. We're in quite the pickle. What do you need me to do? Haha, the exact same words when I asked you to develop the patrol airship. Well then. I need a gospel that we can use. The key, I think, must lie in this warp the gospel creates. Russell, can you develop some kind of plan or method to stopping the resonance, the spread? Thought you'd never ask. I'm just about done with my current invention anyway. I'll get to work as soon as I'm done with that. By the way, his current invention looks like Agat's sword. Is he making Agat a weapon? It would make sense. They kind of bonded. Airliner Cecilia. Alright, let's go talk to some people. It's playing very happy music, which I'm guessing means things are about to go very poorly. Bose has been absolutely peaceful for a while now, it seems. Even the Liberl news has nothing else happened. That's something to be happy about, at least. Bose Market's the dreamland of anyone who likes to shop. I've heard that me, the insurer of the editor of department store, is a fan of the Bose Market. Ah, Estelle, at last we return to Bose, the land laden with memories of our first meeting. Makes my heart swell to return to a place of such sweet nostalgia. Shocking as it may be, I kinda have to agree with the heart-swelling memories bit. Although, as I remember it, you were kind of rude back then. You said I wasn't attractive, and made me act like and I made fun of me like a schoolboy. You must understand me, my fair Rose. I would only display such cute, bashful behavior in order to hide feelings of love unabated. Yeah, I bet that's it exactly. You sure didn't waste any time putting the moves on Shara, as I remember, or Joshua. Well, putting that aside, as you stand now, your beauty is incomparable to what it was then. Yours is supple, healthy beauty, with a maiden's gentle virtue. Indeed, you have grown, Estelle. Oh, thank you. Although when you put it that way, it's kind of embarrassing. Please don't say it like that again. There's no shame in be had in virtue, Estelle. Still, you have but only begun to climb the ladder of adulthood. Should you wish to ascend even higher, I would be more than happy to assist you. Alright, Oliver. Get out of here. No, thank you. If I were ever in a position to ask anyone about that sort of thing, it'd be a million times better better off asking Shara. Ah, a pity. The things I could teach. Though, Shara would be the one too. Oliver, I know we're all thinking it, but no. Ah. I'm gonna bet you I have a very large stick. That conversation was worth it. Oh yeah, Oliver, you were put to sleep there too. Did you dream like I did? Ah, I suppose I did. Yes, Huh, is something wrong, Oliver? Well, I was simply thinking that it was a shame. For you see, in my dreams, I was in my company of a peerless, beautiful maidens, betwixt shapes verily blessed by Adios. If you had not woken me, Estelle, I could have done this and that, and perhaps fate had willingly stirred me at your arrival? Well, would you care to discover that which could only be conceived in dreams? Remember what I said about my stick? I can always put you to sleep with it forever. No, I'm sorry. For the love of... Still, Oliver's eyes were so sad for a moment. What did he dream of? Ah, you needn't make such a face, my sweet. Huh? In truth, it was nothing special. Simply a memory of my boyhood. Dear Mueller showed up in it, for example. I see. Then why the heck couldn't you just mention that from the start, you perv? Now, anger unbecomes you, Lady Estelle. Speaking of Bose, I remember that lovely mayor and her handmaiden with the cool gaze. I agree. I also very much remember the lovely mayor. Like, of the main cast, we have Chloe in my eyes being best girl, with Estelle making a very close and very, very compelling second. But Mayor Maybelle, as an NPC, she's a very, very high contender. I imagine she'd probably be a contender for top spot if she like, if we got to know her better and we, like, got to see more of her character and she was better developed, she has the personality and just everything going for her to make her a top tier contender for, like, the best and most interesting character. But because she's not a companion, she's, you know, we don't get to know much about her. So how could she actually compare to, like, our understanding of and like, respect and admiration we can have for characters like Chloe and Estelle? Ah, the thrill of the thought of meeting them again. I think I need to take you on my team, Oliver. Yeah. Really, child? My daughter keeps saying she wants to eat at the Aunt Rose restaurant in Bose. Ah, must be nice to be a child, so innocent, so unaware of prices. Bose has a really famous restaurant in it. Oh, I know. Mommy, let's go eat there. Hey, Tita. Oh, hi, Estelle. Still walking around? Sorta, yeah. Oh, Tita, this is your first time in Bose, isn't it? Uh-huh. I've heard it's a really big store in Bose. I kind of want to see it. The Bose Market, yeah. I think of it as a department store in Grancel, but even bigger. It's actually a bunch of different stores all in one place. It's really busy. Wow, that sounds amazing. I'll be arriving in Bose soon. Oh, Estelle, have you been to Revenue Village? Yep, I stopped there once on a job. That's Agat's hometown, right? Uh-huh, has a little sister named Mishja living there. Agat goes back pretty often, I think. I think at least once a year to say hello to her. Ah, right. Agat's little sister, huh? Must be hard for the poor girl having such an antisocial lump for a brother. Estelle, that's not nice. Agat can be, blunt, but he's also really nice. Ah, yeah. He's just kind of clumsy and easily embarrassed, to be honest. You know, I bet Mishja is a really good person. Whenever Agat talks about her, his eyes turn so gentle. Tita, what's wrong? No, it's nothing. My heart just felt, kind of weird for a bit. Tita! He's older than you by a significant amount. I wonder why. Somebody's a bit jealous of Mishja, I bet. Mishja, huh? I hope I can be her friend if we meet. Alright, so it's official. I need to take Oliver while we're in Bose. I need to take Tita when we go to the village. Absolutely have to. Absolutely. And when we go to the village, I should also take Agat. In town, I'll probably take Chloe. I'll probably Chloe with us just completely. I'll probably have to take somebody like Agat or Shara. Unless the game's finally going to throw me a bone and let me just pick my whole team. And then, but yeah, Tita and Agat absolutely coming with us to the village. I better not forget. Oh, hello, miss. Very, very sorry for the delay to Rolent. I'm afraid merely launching in that fog would have been incredibly dangerous. My friend's one of the guards at Hacken Gate, and let me tell you, the existence of the Empire weighs more heavily on the minds of our troops than anyone else. And ironically, I think our military men welcome the non-aggression pact more than the rest of us. Yeah, if you're staring down the barrel of a potential war at any second, knowing what happened just 10 years ago, and the amount of people who died during that event, I'd be nervous too. Although I feel like the Empire's still probably licking its wounds, both metaphorically and literally. So, I don't know if they are the most likely to be the aggressors, but they seem more aggressive than the Calvert Republic. Oh, hello, miss. Thank you for your patronage. You're right, currently you can see Nebel Valley. The fog around Rolent is cleared, but that area remains foggy year-round. So let's go downstairs first. There's probably more people talking about. Hey, boy. Hey, is something wrong, Agat? It's nothing. You still wandering around the ship? Yeah, basically. Oh, you're from Revenue Village in the Bose region, right? This'll be your first time back home in a while, then. Been a little while, yeah. I did stop by the old place after the Queen's birthday celebration a while back, though. Hey, wait a sec. Why are you assuming I go back home? Aw, don't be embarrassed, you big teddy bear. You've got a little sister back in Rennerville, right? You mentioned her once. You must be a bigger softie when it comes to her, huh? Hey. Oh yeah, where the heck is Rennerville your house anyway? I don't remember meeting any girl who stood out as Agat's little sister when we were investigating the Sky Bandits. There was a little girl with Louis, but no, too young. I figure your little sister's gotta have your hair. I'll introduce you to Mishja soon. Assuming we have some reason to visit anyway. Yeah, please do. And in that case, we'll have to bring Tita along too. Why would we have to do that? She's just kind of attached to you, in case you hadn't noticed. She'd be pretty let down if you didn't introduce her to your sister, you know. Oh, I get it. You don't want Misha and Tita to meet, What? Now I get it. They might get along together and get in lots of trouble like Tita did with Renee, or they might get jealous of each other. Being an older brother must be hard work. Oh, that's what you meant. Huh? Well, don't worry. I'll clean up any mess that happens. I've gotten pretty good at Tita hurting. So you just go ahead and introduce us to crazy kids, and I'll make sure nothing blows up. Yeah, thanks. I'll be counting on you for that. What did he mean by that, though? What was he worried about with them meeting? Let me just say this. I'm only heading back to Revenue once we've settled with the job. Don't think you're just gonna drag me out there or something. Oh, you jerkface. I think I'm going to, and I'm guessing we'll have a reason to go there anyway. My apologies for the late departure from the port. Still, I've been captain for years. I've never seen fog that thick. Even the lights of the full beams couldn't burn through it. Flying in that would have been impossible even for me. Well, you're going a bit too far northwest. We don't want to get close to the mountainside. We want to avoid turbulence if we can. Yes, sir, understood. Directing course to south. Ba-da-dum-ba-dum. Oh, he's just having a grand old time, apparently. Hi, ma'am. You're riding a lot lately. That fog and Rolent was a kick, wasn't it? Took the chance to get out and enjoy some nature while we were docked. That fog and Rolent was, yep. Yeah, so you just restate the same thing. Okay. Da 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 da. Hey, Shara. Oh. Tone change, apparently. Hello, Estelle. Hi, Shara. So this is where you went. Oh, wait. Did you want to be alone for a bit? Oh, it's very unlike you, Estelle. Why so reserved? You want to ask about Luciola, right? Yeah. She says we met a long time ago, but I don't really remember her at all. I was wondering what she's like and if you could jog my memory. Let's see. Where to begin, then? We have to begin with her stage name, I suppose. Luciola, the Bewitching Belle. She could have shown her audience illusions by dancing while using bells and fans, thus bewitching them, you see. Hers was the centerpiece performance of our little circus troupe, the one that really brought the audiences in. Illusions? Does she use an ornament to make them? No, she used something she always called illusion magic, which apparently is some kind of very old, non-orbal art. Luciolo is from a family of tradition of working that art. Interesting. So that's implying, well, it might have roots in orbal energy that just aren't as apparent or don't use traditional like orbal technology. But if it's not, then it's almost more like a magic. But then again, the puppeteering also is depicted almost like a form of magic rather than a simple form of orbal power. Now, is that just like storytelling that's masking by technology, or is there actual magic, like genuine magic that doesn't require orbal energy or orbal like mechanisms to activate? Was. People who fall in with a traveling circus like ours tend to be from one of two kinds. People who had cause to abandon their previous homes and families, or people who never had such things to begin with. Luciola was one of the former, and I was the latter. I was about 7 years old when Mr. Harvey and his band took me in. Back then I was little more than a street urchin living in the slums of a city. Pickpocketing, petty theft, there was little I wouldn't do to try to survive. Aw, look at that. The ones who reached out a hand to me were the troop's leaders, Mr. Harvey and Luciolo. Oh my gosh, so she was like your mom. They taught me, the little girl who couldn't trust anyone, the warmth of a family. And they taught me all sorts of skills that would let me earn a place for myself in the troop. Dancing, beast handling, tarot reading, Luciolo taught me all of it. But then, 8 years ago,
Mr. Harvey died in an accident. Without his leadership, we all just drifted apart and went our own ways. I'd been planning on staying with Luciola, but soon after Mr. Harvey died, she simply told me there's something I must do and vanished. Hopeless and lost for the first time in years, I turned to the one remaining man in the world whom I still trusted. As you might suspect, that was Cassius, who had already begun to work as a bracer, as you know, and you know the rest, I imagine.
So that's what happened. I had no idea you'd gone through something like that.
The reason I aimed to become a bracer at first was to improve myself. I wanted to be able to live and prosper on my own, show Luciola how far I'd come once she returned. But, well, that's been 8 years. Perhaps that was enough time to re-examine my reasons.
Shara!
Ah, don't make that face. Like Zin said, I don't intend to simply fight a lot with her without saying a word. I want her to hear Luciola's story from her before doing anything. I have to know what possible reason she could have made her associate with the society.
Yeah, that sounds good. I've got your back, Shara. I'll do anything I can to help.
I know I can always count on you. Still, you've grown quite a bit, haven't you, Estelle?
What? That's kind of sudden.
I always thought of you as being exactly what I'd expect of Cassius's daughter. I don't think that's quite right or fair anymore, though.
What do you mean?
Your strength isn't quite the same as Cassius's. Cassius has a heart as deep as the ocean and strength like a relentless wave. But you, Estelle, your strength is like the sun. You shine and make others shine just by being near them.
Aww. What?
My Estelle. Oh, my Estelle, you shine like the sun.
Huh.
I think that's why people are attracted to you so easily. It's what I like the most about you, and I know Joshua felt the same way. I don't think you need to feel any pressure to live up to Cassius, is my point.
Yeah. You really are my big sister, Shara. You always know how to encourage me. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Not saying you should return the favor, mind, but you really should drink with me sometime. Now that you're a full bracer, you're better learn to handle your liquor.
How is a booze related to... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. I'm going to save real quick because I'm worried I'm going to accidentally trigger, like, the next phase, and I don't want to do that without talking to everyone.
I'll be back in my seat once I've enjoyed the wind a little more. Make sure you're all buckled in before we land, Estelle.
Alright. That was very sweet, though. Oh, Estelle, good work this time. You're really growing as a bracer. I'm still kind of a newbie, I think. Like I'm not even remotely as good with the staff as Dad. Well, I don't think you should worry about Master Cassius much. An S-rank bracer is a master of their profession to a degree that they attain is unity of purpose all martial artists seek after all. To be honest, I don't think I could attain such enlightenment even if I spent my whole life trying. I see. I gotta admit, it's kinda hard for me to understand how incredible my dad is, but... Actually, Zin, you mentioned this whole unity of purpose idea to Chloe back at the castle. What exactly does that mean? Yeah, I did. It's kinda tough to explain, to be honest. Well, here goes. Master Cassius was once such an transcendent master of the sword, he was given the title of the Divine Blade. Today, though, he can wield a staff just as easily as the sword he spent his life training with. Why do you think that is? He practiced really hard? That's part of it, sure. But more than that, it's because he could instantly understand or relate to the nature of the staff combat to his previous experience. Something beyond what we call skill, above practicing forms and reflexes and above muscle memory. Think of it as a mental state where one can grasp the true nature of all things and control them at will. The whole concept is what we refer to as unity of purpose. The true nature of all things, huh? His plan to push back the Imperial Army during your war was the same, I'd bet. He understood the nature of war, of combat, so intrinsically and so instinctively that he was able to construct the plan he did. They would be no more fearsome as a foe. I get it, I think. Again, I always make connections to other stories, but Cassius sounds like Darth Revan, or... I can't remember what his Jedi name was. was just a master tactician just because he understands. He understands people, he understands war, he understands, like, infrastructure, he understands, commerce. He just gets the whole picture. He sees it all at the same time. But that means that even my supposedly enlightened dad was beaten in some ways by the society. During the coup, he was lured out of the country for starters. Yeah, they almost certainly possess someone equal to Master Cassius. It's hard to know whether it's Lowell or the professor, though. Could be the guy known as Lawrence. He was pretty powerful. I don't know. He is incredibly skilled, sure, but I doubt he could match up with the Master Cassius. Besides his chi, his soul, they did not have the unity of purpose, not the way I've spoken of. He is a blade, sharpened to one specific way by the coldest frost, tempered to perfection, untouched by anyone. That is the sense I got from him in the arena, at least. Yeah, I get what you mean. He hasn't shown himself, but I figure he's got to be up to something. He did seem to have some kind of fixation on Joshua. It wouldn't surprise me if they know each other from Joshua's days in the society. Between him, me, and Shahrazad, we've all got some strange ties to our past to this group. I wonder if it's the guidance of she who dwells above. Up next is Bose, the closest area to the Empire in Liberl, huh? I'd like to get a look at the famous Hackett Gate sometime, if we can. So you want to go to Hackett Gate, I remember that. My, the fog was terrible. And thus then it just dissipated in an instant. Never seen such strange fog in all my days. Apparently there's some very nice lodgings at the edge of the Valerian Lake. It's very popular with fishermen, I've heard. Yeah, it is nice. We'll probably go there. Seems like the non-aggression pact was signed with no delays. Hope it leads to harmony between Liberl and its neighbors. Hey, Chloe. Save the best for last.
Estelle, out for a walk again?
More or less. More importantly, I'm sorry. I didn't really open up about Joshua until the very end.
Don't worry. Still, that girl Joshua is one of the Sky Bandits, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a cheeky, insulting little punk by the name of Josette Kapua. She's also the single biggest tomboy I've ever laid eyes on, and people call me a tomboy sometimes. Puh.
I see. She does, seem a bit charming from the photograph.
She can be pretty cute if she keeps her mouth shut. And she did manage to play the perfect upper crust girl when we first met her, too.
I'm sorry?
Estelle explained about how when she first met Josette at the mayor's residence in Rolent, and how she was wearing the Genis Royal Academy outfit.
I see. That is impressively dexterous, I may say so.
Well, it doesn't make sense since she's apparently from Erebonian nobility. Putting on a face like that is her specialty, I think. Peel away the layers, though, and like I said, at the core, she's a cheeky, classless little punk.
Still, from what I've heard, I can't really find a cause to hate her. I suspect if we found a chance to talk, we might have quite a lot in common.
Oh, yeah, actually, from between you two, you actually probably do. Yeah, I can't see that happening. We'd slide off each other like oil and water. Our personalities wouldn't fit together. Trust me. It's true. You're absolutely too similar.
Maybe.
Oh, Chloe, you were put to sleep with us back there. Did you have some kind of dream?
I did. It was during the 100-Day War.
During the war? Oh, I see. That's when you were with Matron Teresa.
Yes, I was in care of Matron Teresa during the fighting. We lived together for some time. And...
what's wrong?
Just that even though I was set 10 years ago, Clem and Jill both showed up. If I had stayed in the dream long enough, perhaps even you and Joshua might have appeared.
Well, that's a dream for you. Coherence not guaranteed.
Very. Still, in hindsight, it was a little frightening.
Huh?
In the dream, I was happy. Very, very happy. I wanted everything to stay that way from the bottom of my heart. But that isn't right, is it? Simply wishing to escape reality in that way?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I always nice to have happy dreams, sure. But yeah, you asked about if I wanted to see that dream again, I'd be a little hesitant.
Yes, the dangers of the gospel. I feel like we're gotten a real hint of them.
Yeah, like it's a little too, like, perfect, right? Like it was able to entice you with a vision of like an ideal that could be entrancing. Could be scary, really, because like people could be so obsessed with that ideal, they could pursue that ideal to the ends of the earth. Look what the old man did with the soup. Like, he was desperate to have a taste of that soup again. What if someone got so caught up in this dream that they were willing to, like, throw away reality to chase it? Scary.
Thank you for flying with us today. We will be arriving in Bose shortly. Please be aware there will be turbulence when we land, so we ask all passengers take their seats.
Alright, let's see if we actually land. Oh my gosh, we do. I genuinely was convinced we were going to be intercepted in the air. Now there's some music I haven't heard in a long time. Everyone, hello! Good work out there in Rolent. The Silver Streak, the Heavy Blade, the Immovable, and the Rising Star Rookie all together. Brings a tear to my eye, it does. Rising Star Rookie? You, of course. You're our little walking miracle who's managed to stop the society in 4 different regions. That's been a gossip anyway. You gotta be kidding. Saying I stopped anything is overstating it more than a little. They just ran off once their experiments were done.
You did handle yourself well in the Rolent case, Estelle. Don't sell yourself too short. I think you can be a little proud.
Yeah, but that was just a bunch of coincidences coming together and... Haha, no need to get so embarrassed. You just need to live up to your reputation is all. Yeah, thanks, Zin. You make it sound like a cakewalk. Anyway, all that aside, what's the situation like here in Bose? There's been no sign of society whatsoever. No surprise, I suppose. Since the Sky Bandits were caught, the army's been patrolling the region pretty heavily. One thing sticks out, though. There have been a few too many dangerous monsters patrolling around these days.
Really?
You know, I noticed that last time I was here. Boise seems to be unusual. It seems to unusually have more wanted monsters than other regions. Why is that? Most of it comes down to To Bose being huge and filled with rough terrain. It makes it common to see monsters come down from the less inhabited areas. Thing is, though, we've had 10 cases just since the beginning of the month.
10? That is a lot. I'm guessing that's kept Sting and the rest of the crew busy.
Yes, and Kurt's team stopped by the other day to slay several of them. Then you're dead if you could take care of a few for us as well. That strikes me as a good course of action. It's possible the society's involved with this. Yeah, they could hurt someone if we leave him alone. We should get out there and help take him down.
Huh? Agat, what's wrong?
Yeah, what's up? You're really quiet. It's nothing. Anyway, let's get out there and bring back the monster heads.
Pardon me.
Oh, hey! Speak of the devil. Mayor Maybelle and Lilla.
Good day. Estelle, it's good to see you again. I'm glad to see you are well.
Wow, it's seriously been forever. I agree. It's good to see her again. It's funny too, because like, if you think about it, I forgot a lot of names of characters I liked. I've never forgot Mayor Maybelle's name. That says something. I think last time we met at the Queen's birthday celebration, right?
Yes, feels as though it's been ages. I've been hearing all about your exploits in the news though, Estelle. That goes for everyone else as well. I'm glad to see you're all safe. Especially you, Chloe. Are you on school break again? I ended up taking a little time off early. It's good to see you again, Maybelle.
Huh, you two seem pretty familiar.
Well, Maybelle used to be a student at the academy. We met before she graduated.
And I'm certainly glad to meet too. Ah, I see.
And Agat Krosner. It has been some time, sir.
Suppose so. Hang on, Agat. Mayor Maybelle, you know each other?
Oh my, yes. I've relied on Mr. Krosner's a number of times for various jobs only he could do.
Wait a minute. What if he's her sister? That would be really funny, actually.
10 years ago.
Hey, Mayor.
I forgot myself. Pardon me. Regardless, I simply wish to stop by today to welcome you back. From the sound of things, you're pursuing an international criminal syndicate with threats to the safety of the entire country.
An international criminal syndicate.
Sometimes they feel more like a society of supervillains, but that's one way to think of them, yes.
So far as the city of Bose is concerned, the threat these criminals pose is not someone else's problem, it's everyone's.
If I can do anything to assist you in your investigation, anything at all, you need only ask.
Thanks, if we need help, we'll definitely ask. We'll be expecting a lot from you, Mayor.
Excellent. Now I'm afraid I must excuse myself here. Should anything come up, please come visit me at the right residence. Pardon us.
Yeah, I wonder if that's his sister. Come on, Agatha. Couldn't you have been a little more civil? It's who I am. We ain't running a butler service here, give me a break. Agatha can be kind of arrogant to people sometimes. He's usually polite towards clients, though. You were kind of short to the mayor, Agatha. You're imagining things. More to the point, I remember talking about us bringing back some monster heads. Lundgren, give us the breakdown. Alright, we have 3 cases outstanding. Oh, it's like literally showing me the board mission. Oh my gosh. First is the Black Fang stalking around the Crone Pass. The Blade Fang. We also got a ghost epitaph near the Nebel Valley. And finally, the Octobone raising hell in the Ambral Tower. Okay, got those written down. Alright, monster slaying is the perfect task for my greatsword. I'll be taking charge this time around. Huh?
Well, aren't you a Bose native, as my good heavy blade? You're probably the best suited out of all of us.
I have no objections. Decided then. Go ahead, pick us a team, Estelle. You're being suspiciously gung-ho about this, you know. Please form your party. You may choose 2 other members. Alright, so I, of course, have to have Chloe. Now, for in town, we're gonna have Oliver. But if we go out of town, specifically towards this, like the city, I'm taking Tita with. But I want to have Oliver for in the town, so we can go talk to some people. Okay, so we're out going all over the region to find those wanted monsters. Since we're out, why don't we stop by Renouveau Village? Pretty sure I made clear on this I made this clear on the flight over. We'll be visiting Revenue after we're done working here in Bose. I'm feeling Claude.
Agatha has the right of it, I think. Or would you want to go and leave Tita behind?
Oh, right, gotta bring Tita. Do you have to agree just because of that? I should have had Tita just from the beginning moment of, but yeah, okay. So I'm gonna look around town a little bit, but we're probably not gonna do too much more just because, like, I don't want this to go too long, but I'll probably talk to some of, like, the people around town real quick. And also, I gotta go check the board, because naturally, there's other things. The Crone Pass, extremely strong direct attacks, check armor thoroughly. Specialized in cold, make sure to check gear in advance. And will split when attacked, be careful it doesn't split too much. Okay, so strong attacks, like, as much as possible before it splits. Imperial request. Ambassador Cargan's medal has been stolen by someone. The Airbunny Ambassador requests an immediate and full support of the Bracer Guild. For details about the case, please inquire about the address, the Airbunny Embassy contact, Frieden Hotel, room 203. A missing lady. The young lady has gone missing. Please find her immediately. For details on the job, contact Rena at the Antros. Look for the Royal Academy uniform. And the rarest flavor. Develop new dish. I need tender poultry, bird eggs, gummy eyeballs, juicy bone, curative horns, and lucky fangs. Please deliver the list in its entirety to Gwen at the Antros in the Bose North Block. I probably have all that already, actually. And the missing lady, that's a short one. We better jump on this one immediately. So, Rena at the Antros. So, Antros, stop there, and we're also going to stop by the Antros for that, too. But first, let's check and see if I've got all the gear I need. Let's go talk to some of these people and get these missions started.
Buy some time somehow, stall them. I've already taken action on my end.
Excuse me?
What is it? My time is... Oh, wait, you're...
Huh? Hey, you're Rena, right?
Yes, that's Rena. You met her during our investigation of the Academy. Hello, Rena. Didn't expect to meet you here.
Even Chloe's here. Goodness. So, what are you doing here?
It's quite a long story. I assume you saw our posting?
Well, yeah, that's why we're here.
I would like you to try and handle the mission as quickly as possible. Will you accept it right now?
Sure, sounds pretty urgent. Let's get to it.
You accept then? Oh, thank you. I'll explain the situation to the bracers. You go and deal with the rest of them.
As you wish, miss. Please take care of our mistress.
Yes?
Who was that exactly? I feel like I missed something.
A servant of the house like me. We're both charged with caring for the mistress.
Charged with,
Yes, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me explain what's happening from the beginning.
Please.
Right then. Estelle, you remember Felicity, yes?
Felicity? Yeah, actually, I think I'd know her if I saw her.
We met while investigating the ghost story.
So what's Felicity done exactly?
She ran away.
Huh?
As I said, she ran away. Specifically from here at the Enteros.
She ran away from the restaurant. Why would she need to do that?
Oh, I believe I understand what happened. Is what you might be calling a dine and dash, no?
That's what you do, you glutton.
Why did she flee? I would like to ask her that myself. After all, today's the most auspicious day for our mistress.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a look over there by the corner.
Oh, wait. Was she supposed to meet like a betrothed? Hang on, that's...
The son of a certain Erebonian noble, yes. He's traveled far into what most Erebonians considered a barbarian hinterlands for a wedding conference with our mistress.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh, okay, I see. A wedding You mean like an arranged marriage?
Felicity's being married off. Student she may be, but the mistress is 16. As a daughter of the noble house of the Erebonian Empire, it is shameful for her to have no proposals.
Wait just a freaking second. There's a kind of more important thing here than your family's high and mighty honor or whatever. Have you considered what she thinks?
His proposal comes from a person of noble lineage and personal status. If Milady Felicity meets him, I'm sure she'll find him compatible.
That's so not the problem here. Man, I can see why she fled at this point.
So can I, to tell the truth. I think I'd try to flee from something like this myself.
Don't think any of us can blame her. Just wish she'd thought about this if she'd get people other than herself wrapped up in this mess.
You are, of course, entitled to your own opinions. I will refrain from voicing my objections. What matters now is not a debate over whether the merits of free love of bringing back my mistress Felicity.
Yeah, moral debates aside, her being out on her own, out of contact with everyone isn't helping anybody, least of all her. Any idea where she would have gone to?
Felicity's personality is such that she tends to go off as far as she can when she's committed to something. I suspect she's gone quite some way at this point.
Quite some way, huh? Other side of the city, maybe? She wouldn't go onto the roads.
Quite the opposite, in fact. We know she's nowhere in town. In other words, she's taken to the roads by default, on foot.
Oh, that is bad. What? But that's really dangerous right now with the monsters the way they are.
There go my request. Do you understand now how severe the situation is?
Yeah, that's a first instead of distracting us from this wedding stuff. Any idea where the girl went? Take a vague direction at this point.
The mistress said again and again she was returning to the academy. Beyond that, I fear I cannot help you.
Academy, so towards Vion to be the west from here. Yeah, I should check the road to Rouen first. It's the plan. Okay, Rena, I really don't like this, but we gotta go find her. Anything else before we go?
Yes, Given everything, I may ask you to convey a message to her.
Sure, what's up?
If you would, tell her you're such a coward, that is all.
What? You're really sure you want us to deliver that?
I am sure. Call it a calculated action.
Fine, whatever. Let's just go get this done. Yeah, fine. We're off then.
Good luck to you then.
Welcome to Danteros. Our restaurant has long been lauded as the second only to the most superlative ingredients to complement the marvelous dining experience. But seeing is believing. By all means, more than welcome you come to taste the best the Liberian cuisine has to offer. By all appearances, the man at that table is from the Empire. I know not aggression pact aside, and there's not as much tension hovering in the background as there used to be. Still, I can't help but feel uncomfortable about the whole thing. The young lady is currently applying her cosmetics. She will arrive shortly, so we ask you for your patience for just a short time longer.
My companion has yet to appear. Perhaps she saw us dressed in casual clothes and was angered. Though it was a proposal from her, it's truly ill-suited for the occasion. Oh, he was told she proposed this to him. Her family must have arranged it without talking to her. Young master, there's no failing on our part in the matter. It was a proposal of your companion to dress in casual wear, after all. We had a reservation put in by a guest from the Empire a while back, and he'll be coming by in later today. You would not believe what he's here for. Get this, it's a meeting for an arranged marriage. Makes me wonder if he's meeting someone from Liberl.
Slurp, slurp. This new pottage is positively divine. The food here never ceases to keep me on my toes. I'm always eager to try the latest dishes. What do you think of the price? Sounds like a fair deal? Think you'll find our price is a steal compared to the other vendors. Sorry, but I can't accept the price you're asking. Distribution's just dandy right now, so you should have plenty of stock, shouldn't you? I finally put a dish Gwen thought up on the menu. So different compared to our usual stuff, she really brings her own personal style with every dish she cooks. To consistently surprise and delight your guests, a fluid menu is best. To be a top-class chef, you must also have the power to innovate outside your culinary comfort zone. I'm the sommelier at the restaurant. I know most people think wine when you say sommelier, but I have all kinds of liquors. The manager and I have been talking, and we've even thinking of getting some sake from the Eastern lands. The get a flavor as rich as any wine. I have a hunch it'll work better with lighter dishes than wine, too.
Yes, what is it?
Oh, hi! We saw your posting on the guild board. You're Gwen, right?
That's correct. Oh wait, I know you. Aren't you the ones who got ingredients for us a while back?
Yep, that's us.
Hi, hello. It would seem our fates are intertwined. Shall we get down to the details?
Sure. So this is the job to collect ingredients, right?
That's right. I need some rare ingredients for research for the new frontiers of cooking. I'm going to need you to gather them. It isn't terribly urgent, so feel free to hold off until you have more time.
Alright then.
I think we could use some advice in collecting this stuff. Some of the ingredients on the list are pretty rare.
Yeah, that's a good point. Juicy bones, for example, kinda hard to get, at least the ones you want, intact.
The most difficult ones will be juicy bones and curative horns. The lucky fangs will be a bit easier, I think.
It's all available in the Bose region?
Yes, the monsters around here should drop them at reasonable quantities. You can get good bones in Nebel Valley, I believe. Horns are the toughest north of revenue, and you can find the fanged monsters in the Crone Pass.
That's kind of spread out. This is gonna involve a lot of walking.
Well, that's the idea. It's very difficult, is why I need assistance.
You do have a point there.
Once you have all the ingredients, bring them here. I'd like to receive them all at once. If you'll bring them piecemeal, I'll just send you right back out to get the rest.
So deliver them all in one go. Honestly, I think it's easier on us anyway.
I doubt we plan on eating them either, no. We should take care not to inadvertently mix them in any of our recipes and make error our return.
Yeah,
Do you have any other questions? If not, I must get back to work.
we have the locations we need, instructions, the delivery method. Nope, think we're all set.
Good luck then. I'll be waiting here.
I'm a little surprised they didn't recognize Oliver. Although I do want to have Oliver with me when we go contact her. I think that could be really important. Let's go to the store. I imagine there's a new Liberl news we can go purchase. Oh, actually no. Before we do that, let's get the last mission. So let's go to the hotel. Get the last mission that we have here in town. We have this one. Imperial Request. And then the 3 monsters. And then this is just get the 3 monster missions done. So let's go talk to the hotel. Looking for a new side job. Ideally, I'll get one with good wage as soon as I can. That means the market's probably the best option.
I actually went for the Anteros a little while ago. Everything was so delicious. Just the idea of tasting it again gets me through the workday.
The Bose Chapel, huh? I'm gonna get back to work at the market shortly. But right now I'm praying here to ask for success in business. Well, that sister's been glaring over at me for a while now. She seems astoundingly unwelcome. Did I do something wrong?
The person over there praying. He came to petition the goddess for success in business. Does he not think it rude to offer up such crude prayers? Man, he'd come to the church to pray for success in business. Such selfish prayers. Did they not think it rude to request of a goddess of our creator?
She should probably go to a different chapel. The city's merchants, Bose, take great care to protect its business for many generations. And the market here is essentially the greatest example of that nurturing care. After all, anyone can get permission to start a shop of their own. Oh, I understand why so many entrepreneur spirits are coming to this land. Oh, I forgot, this is one of the first cities that has, like, open districts. We have to, like, explore a bit. Nigel, the man who stole the factory from me at one point, is still in jail. And honestly, I keep in touch with him. He was a friend once, and the prison sounds like hell for him. Still though, the shop's been healthy, and if I may say so, we'll run ever since I got it back. So kick back, relax, let me know if there's anything you need. Wasn't he like, so he's talking about the guy who's like, we found like the journal that documented all his stealing, right? So I want a Fade 4 and a Mind 4 for Chloe, because I think then we can unlock her top tier stuff. But I kind of want to prioritize Chloe, because like I really want to get her up to like some pretty high gear. Just need a little bit more wind, I can upgrade it. Okay, we got more monster hunting to do, that's for sure. Welcome to the Frieden Hotel. At the moment, our hotel is playing host to the Imperial Ambassador. For reasons of security, you may experience some inconvenience, but we ask you for your understanding. This room is currently used by the Imperial Ambassador. If you have business here, please refrain from me entering.
Is it where we can contact the Imperial Ambassador?
Yes, that's correct, but do you have some business with us?
You're the ones who have business, I think. We're from the Bracers Guild. You guys submitted a request?
Ah, bracers, I see, pardon me. If possible, I'd like to have you listen to the explanation of the case immediately. Do you have the time at the moment?
Yeah, no problem.
This way, then. The secretary will explain the details.
There he is. Oh, he's so angry.
Sir, the bracers have come to attend to.
Oh, yeah, here. Oh, you all are.
It's been some time.
You seem as well as always.
You too. Thank you very much for your support at the Capitol. What brings you to Bose? With the signing ceremony over, I finally have some somewhat open schedule. I've been planning to visit some time, and I finally managed to realize it. Ah, gotcha, an inspection trip. It matters not. More importantly, the medal must be recovered. Isn't that important? Berkeley, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and show it to the bracers.
Yes, immediately.
It seems like the ambassador is quite concerned.
Well, that's an unreasonable reaction. The event is quite a serious crisis for the good ambassador. After all, the medal is an heirloom of the great honor and glory bestowed directly from the Emperor. To have it stolen is a slap directly to the ambassador's face. Should news of this reach the fatherland, the good ambassador would be the laughingstock of the capital.
The laughingstock of the capital? Isn't that a bit extreme?
I'm afraid not. I love my country dearly, but a blunder like that would be blood in the water for the high society sharks. Should the rumors spread, there's no doubt their reputation would take on quite a beating behind the scenes.
Yikes, talk about nasty. Everybody in society really is a scary place, huh?
That's the fate of those who live in politics. Do you understand now why we asked you to come? I think I see. I think I've got it.
So what's this thing about the ambassador talked about? He acted as though he wanted to show us something.
Yes, actually. There was a card that appeared to be a declaration of the criminal intent left at the scene. Oh no!
A card?
Yeah, something like that. Allow me.
No!
Lovely princess and your escorts, the bell of judgment draws near, the iron horse's medal is in my hand. Should you desire to reclaim it, strike through the mind riddles. Your first key is the following spell: Recule, back in the flower. Back the in flower. Flower in the back. Lushiru. The end of everything is the beginning. Heed this well.
Yeah, it's backwards. Really? He puts a lot of work into these. The guy's so persistent, I can't even work up the energy to complain.
Yep, not even worth getting worked up about. Anyway, we should get over the important parts of the card. Okay, well, the main part seems to be this Reclue world. I think we'll have to start by looking for what that means. In which case, the bits that come after that will be important. Most likely those parts will be the hint of that word.
And the end of everything is the beginning, yes? Certainly would seem to be.
Should be enough to start with. First, let's check out the town using that as a hint.
Do you think you'll be able to investigate the matter?
Yeah, we should be. Well, then, if we find anything, we'll let you know.
Yes, we expect good results from you all.
The investigation shall be underway then. We're counting on you.
Yeah, leave it to us.
Alright, I do want to do some shopping, and maybe we'll look for that before we end today, but I just realized I need to check his orbits, because I'm sure, yeah, they're probably real out of date. Far from perfect, but so I guess I better go over that. So, I'm not 100% done, but I'm going to be doing some hunting, and part of that I'm hoping I'll catch some more Setheth and be able to form a few more orbs, because I'm really close to some pretty cool stuff. So, with Estelle, I leaned a bit more into the stone and fire, because if I put those two heavily stacked in this line, I lose a little bit, but I'm able to get, like, Atlas Hammer, which is freaking crazy. Did I lose, though? I guess if I lost the Titan one, I might not. I just realized I lost that. How did I lose that? I thought I had that locked in. So either Atlas Hammer or Titanic Roar. Interesting choice. I'll try the Atlas Hammer, because the Atlas Hammer, like, looks like it probably does a lot more, although it just doesn't target everything on the field. But I really like that because it's just really good, and it leans into, like, the fire and stone. It's kind of like the strongest you can get with fire and stone. Although, like, to get stuff defensively, I'd want to get into the space, but we'll see about that. Anyway, otherwise, it looks really solid. Got some good abilities in general. I got really not much I want to put on here just because like, you can't really take it anywhere. So I decided to make sure to give him a clock up just because that's proven to be so important. I want to make sure we can just cast that as quickly as possible multiple times. Chloe's interesting. I rearranged some of her stuff, and actually we've got to the point where we have 25 water Setheth points. So that means technically we are at the hop tier. We just need to be able to have simultaneously 12 wind and 5 space. We got the 8 wind and 9 space, but the space ones are really helpful for other things anyway, so I'm not too worried about that, because like the ones that are like the space ones are often tied with some of the other ones that are coming with some powerful things like the yin yang and the absorb. So we're holding on to that for now. But look at this, we got like the super heal, and I want to make sure she has EP cut, because otherwise that's 200 EP, which is insane. But then we have Diamond Dust, we have our big freezing spell. Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff with her, so I'm very happy with all of this, and I feel like that there's a lot of good things to do here. And she even has a clock up, which is really good. And then Oliver, I decided to be like, hey, alright, so if we're gonna lean in on clock up, I rearranged his stuff to make sure that he also got clocked down, because that's the wombo combo there. We fight something tough, we make them really slow, make ourselves really fast, and we can hit them before they can do a whole lot. Especially because one of the monsters we're going to be facing apparently multiplies as you hit it. So we really are going to need that strategy for that, because ideally we take it out before it can split too much. And I'm hoping that when it splits, the new splits have the same health that it has instead of like a brand new health pool. So we'll have to see about that. Anyway, I'm going to go. I know we're going to get a newspaper, so I'm going to go check that. Oh, I guess we also need to decide. I might wait till next turn to make sure we get equipment that is fitting, because like for the monster fights we're going to be having, we want to make sure we have like the right like backups. Like one of them's going to be freezing us, and other ones we need to make sure we have like high defense gear. So we want to make sure we're not like lacking in that department. But yeah, otherwise I think we're doing pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to go check the newspaper, and then I think next week we'll be ready to launch off on all these missions. Hey, welcome. We got lots of useful general goods. Stuff to scratch that itch, practically falling off the shelves. His cleaver here is really good, but movement and speed are down. That sucks. Ah, welcome. I'm part of the staff here helping my mom out. Aw, that's sweet. Got a lot of useful stuff. Please take a look around. Oh, everyone. You're the bracers who helped me get a hold of some bear claw some time ago, yes?
Oh yeah, now you mention it, that did happen. It's been a while. Have you been well, sir?
Yes, as always. Still, you really were great help at the time. Since you've come by, allow me to offer you a treasured piece of medicine. Fetch, that is really treasured. Holy crap. No need to hesitate to take it. It's my way of saying thanks.
Woohoo! Thanks. Well then, since you're offering, we'll gladly accept it.
That's all. I've got lots of other useful medicines to help you out on your job. Should you need anything, please come by the Spence Pharmacy.
Right, got it. Well, that's a mercy for you. You never missed a beat on the job.
Hey, I like it. Again, it's one of those game memory things that's really cool. Alright, so just, yeah, got some basic stuff. Okay, we're doing alright in that department.
Now then, seems all the special offers during the morning have ended. Of course, I've checked every store in the market. Thanks to that, I got some great meat, absolutely shocking low price.
There's so many people, I don't even know who to ask. Oh, well, where else could that girl be living? What girl are you talking about? Let's see, next we need to go check our inventory of carpets. Really, Marino is so much of a slave driver as ever.
Welcome. We got a Celestia cake made with the fluffiest eggs, a must-try for the Bose market. Would you like one?
That sounds good, actually. Wait, you don't have either of these? That heals a lot and cures a KO. Pretty good. The smell of the confectionery shop lady really is wonderful. But the lady is someone she promised her future to. Wait, is he smelling the shop or the lady? That's creepy. The young guy running the ice cream stand over there. Apparently he's a real competitive person, so he started his own shop because he didn't want to play second fiddle to her at her shop. They're engaged, so you think they could run a shop together. Hi, welcome. We got books, textiles, daily goods. You'll find everything you need at a minute stand. Take a look, we got some magazine issues. I'm guessing you have what I'm looking for. Oh. So, Gimbal Jack, this is, like, I missed, like, a lot of this one, I'm guessing. And Liberl do 7. Hey, welcome, we got the latest magazines in stock. As you can see, I'm a part-timer here at the store. I actually got offered the job because I like books. Didn't expect to end up working in a familiar place like this. Alright, so let's see. Let's read those books, shall we? So, Gambler Jack 2 and Gambler Jack 6. I don't know, we might as well read it, even though I missed all the copies of this. On the night after the day Hale visited, Jack headed to the harbor as the card instructed. In a rare show of sobriety, he hadn't had a drop of booze. He realized at some point he was being followed. On top of that, he knew he'd been someone acting on behalf of the man and Requie. Don't worry, he yelled as he stepped turned. I ain't gonna run or hide from this. No one answered. What a boring fellow. Turning back around, Jack continued on. That night it was a dark one. No moonlight or stars pierced the cloud-shrouded sky. Jack only had a road lamps to go by as he walked alone through the empty streets. The grand match between him and King as he walked. Memories of it flooded back. His legendary skills had earned him a nickname to match. King. He had been Jack's teacher and the greatest rival. 7 years ago, Jack and King had played the game of their lives. It was Jack who fought himself the winner. Their game was used by the privileged in the underworld of the Republic to decide the outcome of a struggle for power. King, forced to take responsibility for losing, was killed. Though indirect, it could not be denied that Jack's win had been King's ultimate loss. Around an hour after leaving the bar, he reached the harbor. The smell of refuse and brine wafted in on a warm breeze. An enormous boat was floating in the dark night, sea just ahead, waves lapping quietly at its sides. Its hull was painted a solid black, making it almost impossible to see. It was the boat Jack and King had been on 7 years ago. As Jack approached the gangway, he was met by a small silhouette from the shadows. Hale. Welcome, Victory Jacks, she said. I really didn't think you would come all the way out here on your own 2 feet. I have to admit, you've got courage. Normally Jack might have had a joke or comeback, but tonight alone he was a different man. Glancing at Hale, he boarded the ship without a word. The light from the portal shone blue, glinting off his eyes as he passed. The sound of the steam whistle was swallowed by the lonely darkness, as slowly the ship slipped free from the harbor and out to sea. And then, of course, Liberl News 7. Special, non-aggression pact signed. Pledge of the 3 Nations. It was a signing ceremony to remember. Under the watch of the neutral party Archbishop Current, Queen Alicia opened the proceedings with an oath of non-aggression. The representatives from the Empire and Republic affirmed their participation and became signatories. The pact now complete, 3 nations have brought a new beginning thanks to the efforts of the Queen. Internal interest high. International interest high. While the Imperial Emperor and President Rocksmith of the Republic were unable to attend, VIPs from each nation assembled in the hall, showing again how much attention this pact has drawn. Foreign news agencies also gathered, and the most international of affairs was christened the storm of the camera's flashes. New engine samples provided. As a crucial component to the pact, samples of the new model engine were also provided to representatives of the Empire and Republic. The Queen extended her wishes for cooperation and again reaffirmed her stance that technology was something to be shared, not monopolized. Future of the three nations. Voices of doubt remain the question of practical effectiveness of the non-aggression pact, but as our column has pointed out before, the value of the pact lies in the chance for meaningful conversation that it creates. Skeptics would point out that there are many valid excuses for breaking the pact, but while this is currently a possibility, what should be focused on is the path to peace that lies before us now, thanks to the opportunity created today. I think it's true. It got people to the table. It let people meet and see that they're human rather than monsters, and it's hopefully it just means that there will be at least a conversation before something goes down. It's a starting point, not an end point, a starting point. Rolent region covered in fog. Starting yesterday morning and continuing throughout the evening, the Rolent region has been shrouded in a deep fog never before experienced in the area. The unusual weather has grounded flights and made travel within the region nearly impossible. Residents and experts alike are scratching their heads at the severity of the mist. Alright. Now I think that's where we're going to be ending for today. I could do the first clue of the mission that we got from Blue Block, but I think we'll just do that next time. I'm pretty sure I just need to read the words backwards like I kind of already did. And then maybe the letters, if I just flip them, it'll actually spell something, or it needs to be rearranged. Whatever it is, I think it'll be pretty easy, at least that first step. But the most pressing issue ultimately is going and finding that girl. So that'll be our #1 priority next episode. But yeah, good return to Bose, very fun to see. I wonder how my theory about Maybelle. That'd be really funny if that was his sister. Like, he always talks about his little sister, so I imagine like a young girl, but I also feel like Agat's the kind of person who always sees us like someone as like a little girl, even when they grow up, because he's just weird. So I could see that being a thing. That'd be really funny if that's the case. Otherwise, it'll still be fun to go and do and take Tita out with us to go visit the village, so yeah, it'll be a good time. Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. Thank you especially to the patrons and members who support me directly. I owe you so much. I hope I am doing something that makes it worthwhile for you. And ultimately, I just want to make sure that you feel that it's worth supporting the channel. I certainly want to make that as much a priority for myself as I can, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, but especially anyone who's just still watching this, the fact that you're supporting a series like this isn't going to get massive traction. Although it is nice to see that Legend of Heroes is still getting like attention and that there's a possibility of a remaster coming. I'm so glad that I'm playing the original and that we get to share it. So hopefully we continue to share the love for this series that it deserves. But until next video, watching me up, see me in next. I'll see you there.